We are here on another episode of the Part of the Culture podcast. I have Shireen as my guest, looking like the woman of the year. I just wanted to kind of bring her back on the podcast. We did Success is the Best Revenge, and I just wanted to do a debrief, talk about how the event went, going into it, your thoughts, and then going through the event, and then kind of your thoughts afterwards. So I just want to say hello, Shireen.
Hello, JD.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I think that you and I think God was using us for a bigger purpose. Just, last night and the night before, just really going over and reflecting on how we met and how all of this came about so fast. It's so amazing.
Yeah, it's we can even start there.
Let's
kind
talk about
of
it.
The before. So me and Shireen, and this is why events are so important and why we even threw an event, is because me and Shireen met at the Stedman Live event that Mauricio threw. And what was the other guy's name? Miles?
Miles Kovac.
And Miles Kovac is there. He was the founder of Dub Magazine. It was a powerful experience. Let me know what the difference between the 1% and the 99% is, which will be my next book that I want to write. But I seen Shireen there. She looked super attentive. She was like so into it. I felt like
I think you're a little intimidated.
So Shireen, I'm a bartender. I work at a nightclub. So
you don't get intimidated.
Yeah, not by girls.
Yeah.
But I definitely, you had a very strong presence, and even when you told your story about Oprah and how she said she waited at this cafe for how long?
Starbucks. I used to drive to Santa Barbara once a month when I didn't have my children, just for one day, and I would drive to the Starbucks that she goes to, and I'd sit there all day, and I'd hang posters up of myself and my book and hand out my cards and hand out my book to everybody and anybody that would listen and take it.
That's crazy.
And I would tell them, if they see Oprah, give it to her. And
That's
so
funny.
I ended up meeting one old man that used to go to Starbucks like every day.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, she comes in here, and actually her best friend's restaurant is right around the corner. So I hopped in the car and I drove to the restaurant and I talked to her best friend.
No way.
And she was like, yeah, you can hang up your poster here. So I hung up my poster at the restaurant. Yeah, and I thought for sure Oprah was gonna call me. I even wrote my number on the poster. And I was like, Oprah's gonna call me. The whole way home I was talking about it to myself. But right now I have this really big feeling like I still am going to be on Oprah's podcast, and my book is going to be on her book club, but it's going to manifest in such a more meaningful, deeper way than just me happening to see her on the street. She's going to end up contacting me, and she's going to say, Shareen.
That was funny. I didn't know any of this.
Yeah.
So if you want something, you definitely have to manifest it.
You have to talk about it.
Like, even for me, I think and I don't want to get off topic, but I think like my big dream is, I just told Shireen this morning, we did our event, but I want to do an event with Eric Thomas. And I would seriously say before that event, has never crossed my mind.
I could already picture you standing on stage with him.
Yeah, I could already see it. I swear. He's somebody that I looked up to.
So I think this is on topic. It's just about manifesting, right?
Yeah.
So going back to how we met, I had gone through a really bad breakup, and I was meditating, and just through meditation, the name of Success is the Best Revenge, right?
Yeah.
Like I had decided I was just going to dive into trying to be the best possible version of myself that I could possibly be. And I didn't know what I was going to apply the title Success is the Best Revenge to. I thought maybe a book or something. Then I met you, and you decided to ask me out to coffee to pick each other's brain.
Yeah.
And you said you wanted to be a speaker, and that popped into my head. I was like, success is the best revenge.
So that's literally how it happened. So what made me at the event, what even made me and Shireen exchange information and made me take her serious, is my whole goal was, when I wrote my books, it was never really to sell them. I had wrote them as lead magnets of value. I had seen a problem. I wrote a business book, and I wrote a book on money, but I had seen a problem. What's up, Tom? I had seen a problem where people didn't really know about business, and they didn't have like a clear-cut guide. It was all these thick books. So I just wanted like 10 steps just to get anybody started. And then I wrote my money book because people were making money, but I felt like they didn't really know what to do with it. But so long story short, when I went to that event, Stedman Graham had books, and he had said something. He said he was a best-selling author, and so that was the first time in my mind I was like, it would be cool to be a best-selling author. I'd already want to, and then I seen him speak, and I was like, I definitely want to speak, and I could definitely do this. And so Shireen,
can I stop you right
there?
Go ahead. So this is why I know this is from God. So I was sitting there with my coach in the front seat, and I see JD walking from outside to sit in his seat, which was behind us, and something inside my brain, like my soul or God, told me, talk to him about your books. And then I thought to myself, like, why would I talk to him about my books? Like, I was having a conversation with myself in my head. I was like, why would I talk to that guy about my books? Who is he? He's nobody.
Yeah.
And so then immediately after Stedman got done talking, I hear JD back there with his voice talking about his books. I'm like, what the hell? And it was so weird. That's why I came off so intense.
Yeah.
Because I literally just had this combo with myself in my head, like, and I was looking at you while you're talking about your books. I'm like, who is this guy?
That's crazy. That is, honestly, it's crazy. I talked to. This is off topic, but it's on topic. I was talking to this girl that I'm dating, and one of the things I learned from my last breakup is that there's a world that you can't see. Mm-hmm. And you know, when you think sometimes you can do things, and it was a negative lesson, but it's actually a positive also. You do things and you think people don't know, or you think, but there's a whole world out there that you cannot see or comprehend. And so with what was going on for her, like that, literally she said the one combination of words that would make me interested, because what she said is, we started talking about books, and she was like, oh yeah, I wrote a book. And then I was like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make mine a bestseller. And she was like, oh, she's like, you should read this book. And she told me about
Publish Profit.
Yeah, Promote. And I've been actually listening to stuff by that guy. Thank you. I was trying to find his audiobook, but he doesn't have an audiobook.
Yeah.
That's a side topic. But she said that, and then she's like, hey, I would love to grab coffee. And I might have said that. Coffee. We'll never know. The world will never know. But she just was like, hey, we can grab coffee, talk about how you can sell your books, I'll show you my book, and we can go from there. And then we sat down, and I have the worst memory, so girls have much better memories. But
we have file cabinets.
But to my memory, we link, we exchange numbers, and I don't know if I reached out to you, I don't know if you reached out to me.
I was in Arizona getting ready to speak at a nonprofit I was a board member for. You reached out to me on Instagram, and then we planned coffee for the following week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we went and grabbed coffee, and then we just kind of hit it off. And then how did the event even
Because you said you wanted to be a speaker.
Oh,
that you wanted to get into speaking, and I was giving you some pointers that I use, and then I said, would you be open to throwing our own event called Success is the Best Revenge? And I was just, because I really feel like your skill set and my skill set like completely balance each other out, because we address the whole spectrum of success. You know,
and Shireen's like organized. I'm super scatterbrained,
but I'm scatterbrained too, but I keep it together.
Yeah, but like even at the event, there was a moment at the event where Shireen was like, I was like, just tell me the order and tell me when I go up. And I was like, I don't know when I go. And Shireen's like, I know, JD.
I got you.
But yeah, so we sat down, and because I kind of remember the conversation, and Shireen was like, yeah, I want to get paid XYZ, and so me and Shireen just decided like, yo, if no one's gonna open the doors for us, we just gonna open the doors ourselves. And I told her that, hey, if you are serious about throwing this event, like I'm down, and we thought about the space, but I know one thing that I was like, we have to really promote, we have to really put stuff in. Yeah, we're gonna have to put a lot into marketing. We're putting our names out there. Because right now,
no one knows who we are as speakers. You know what I mean?
Idea.
Or event coordinators or anything.
No one knows who we are.
But one really foundation that I think you and I both had was that we had an open mind.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, when they're presented ideas or opportunities, they immediately talk themselves out of it before they can even even like here.
Yeah.
You know, like right away you tell yourself, oh, I can't do that. And then you close your mind to the possibility.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important when you go through life and you meet people for the first time, just have an open mind and maybe, you know, just accept an idea and think about it, because you never know what you're capable of. I remember when we started planning this whole event, I was scared shitless.
Yeah.
I was like, what if nobody shows up to this event? And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it's okay if we just get one person. We'll pour into that one person. But in my mind, I was like, I don't want just one person.
And I'll actually speak on that. And I talk about, it's important for anyone listening, like this is a value, like a value nugget. When you do stuff, sometimes even if no one supports, you still get so much training, because now you know how to book a venue.
This is why I love JD.
Now we know how to have a stage. Now we know how to rent chairs. Now we know how to do brochures. Now we know how to order food. Now, like, if no one showed up, we would still have all these skills.
Yeah.
Now we know how to do podcasts. Now we know how to promote. Now we know how to do all of this stuff that without anybody. And so if one person comes and we're doing
JD
good.
literally had to walk me through that mindset, because obviously we were just talking about this. You have way more experience in business than I do, and I don't think you're totally desensitized to yourself.
I definitely am starting to see that.
Yeah.
Whenever I talk to someone, and even like my boy Rambir, we did. I did not mean to cut you off,
It's
but
okay.
he just called me over and I was like, oh, you want to play with the drone? So we made a drone video, we did a podcast episode, and he's like, bro, you know, you just pulled all this shit out of your backpack. And we just
I remember him saying that you did hella shit before this podcast. I was laughing, it was hella funny.
He's like, bro, and so for me, it's just like so second nature to do this, but for other people, they're like how do you create a logo? Like, what do you mean? How do you create a logo? But it's because you just keep developing your skills.
Yeah.
And when the time comes, then you'll be ready.
You don't give up just because you don't know something. You
No.
find out how to do it. So if that person can do it, you can do it. It's just about tapping in and finding out. And everything you need to know is literally online.
And
Everything.
in your heart.
Yes.
But I'm saying, because that's what I would say. One thing that, what's up, Rambir? We were just talking about you, Rambir, about how I did. So we're on live, everybody listening on this podcast, but we were just talking about how I did a bunch of stuff. But even helping my friends, you realize. But another thing is, it prepared, like, this event prepared us for something else in our future.
Yeah, and let's get into that.
Yeah, let's get into the event.
I've been talking to a lot of my friends and family that were at the event, and they literally said that it changed their lives. Like, a lot of them went home and started buying stock because of you, downloaded the app.
Yes.
A lot of them started listening to motivational videos and journaling and like really applying stuff that Nia and I were talking about.
Yeah.
And so with that said, I have just been telling people we're going to make this a series, and we're going to address success in different areas of life, like success in business, success in family, success as an entrepreneur, and just like address all of the pillars of success in those different areas. And one area that I think that maybe the next one or the one after that should be about is success in the family unit, because JD doesn't really talk about it much, but he grew up without a father.
Yeah.
And you know,
no daddy.
Oh my God. I can't with him. Like, seriously, you should be a stand-up comedian.
I was thinking about it.
You should. Even all my family were like that. He's comedy. I was like, I know, right? He doesn't think he's funny. But back to the subject.
Yes, family. Success in the family. The subject.
He grew up with no daddy.
Yeah. It is pretty funny to say all that.
And so, but you know, you were able to use that as fuel, and like you have a close relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
You know, you apply God in all your life, in
Yeah.
every aspect of your life, and like you take that in your business. And so I think that just hearing from you as a young man, I mean, I think that's so inspiring. And then just women that are raising children and entrepreneurs that are managing it and balancing it without their kids, I think that that's huge. But I also think that as we lead up to it, we're going to bring on big name speakers.
Yeah,
I could see that happening.
I definitely think that's one of my biggest takeaways, and it really came from you, is because we were able to tap into each other's network. And so she brought like all of her we call it like tribe, I guess. She brought her tribe, and then I brought members from my tribe, and it was It was amazing.
The energy was like contagious. Like
I've never felt anything like that.
Everybody was telling me that, like, I've never been to an event where it just is like this energy is so energizing.
Yeah.
It's like you feel like you're lit.
Yeah, I've never experienced, like, it was almost like a natural high.
Yeah.
You know,
people didn't want to leave.
Yeah, people were chilling. Like normally, like, you know, like the event, like a movie's over, you leave. Like
3 hours later, people want to get out. People were just hanging out.
Yeah, because the event ended at 5, and we were just in here. Because me and Shireen were supposed at like 5:30, 5:45. We were supposed to sit down and talk and just chat about everything. But people were just chilling. Even my mom, she wasn't feeling good, and she was like, "Oh, I have to take off right after the event." She was here till 6:30. Like,
she ended up sitting here talking to me and Nia for a long time.
My mom didn't even really talk to me. You know, and so there was a girl that I was dating. Shout out to Minnie, was here, and so I
love Minnie. Can I just tell you?
I was worried. I was like, damn, because I'm not being able to, like, all these people. When you do an event or you speak, like, all these people were pulling me to the side, and I kept like, oh, is she cool? And I was looking. She was like deep engaged in conversation, and you were deep engaged in conversation.
I know my cousins think that we rigged the giveaway because my sister wanted to go. They're like, did you guys rig that shit? I was like, I swear to God, we did.
To anyone listening, we rigged it. Okay, there was only 2 tickets in the bag. Success is the best revenge.
Oh my God, I just can't with you. I swear.
So funny. So if you come to our events and you don't know us, you're not going to win. Our events are rigged. That's a joke. We did not rig it.
No, we didn't rig it. It was just all fate.
Yeah, it was all fate.
Did she like the panel?
Yeah, she loved it. I think she missed the beginning of the first lady, but she actually asked could she see the video because she would love it. And so we had speakers, and even I just think for me, like, I take a lot of stuff for granted, but going back to the thing, like, my favorite speaker and my favorite segment was when she low-key like hypnotized us. I thought that was powerful, and she made us, and it's, you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
So
Jen
going back to
shit.
What's her name?
Jen, plug the Dream Maker.
Yeah, Jen the Dream Maker. Shout out, she really helped us set up the food. She helped us get everything like logistically ready before the event.
She's my dream. Let me just tell people what she does. She teaches dream planting, and this is a practice that I use to manifest things into my life. And literally, Jen changed my life. Like real talk. She has done 2 healings on me this year. Every single time she's done a healing on me, like shit hella changes up in my life.
That's crazy.
And every time because her and I have like a really deep connection now, and every time I talk to her about things, like it instantaneously happens. It's so, she has this magnetic energy. She's amazing. If you don't know what dream planting is, look her up, Jen the Rainmaker. Okay, go.
Yes, Jen the Rainmaker is she out of San Jose?
No, she lives in Discovery Bay,
okay.
But she has a virtual Dream U University, which is what I took to learn the practices.
Yeah, so yeah, make sure you look into her, and if I remember, I'll add it to the show.
It's manifestation on steroids.
But she actually, so back to her segment, she talked about how, you know, we could train the subconscious, but she did this exercise where she made us close our eyes. And so I definitely want to share this, where she made us close her eyes. When I was 11, I hypnotized, a chiropractor gave me this like hypnosis set, and I hypnotized myself, and I put an office in my head, and it has a drawer where you can access any piece of information you need. I know it sounds weird, everybody listening, but if you're into like hypnosis, it's like very powerful. And then like it has 2 windows, which are my eyes, and then it has like a desk where I organize everything. I personally added a light in there, which is God. But when she did her exercise, she talked about creating a garden in your mind, and she talked about removing all of the weeds from your mind and then planting seeds. And so what I did is anytime something negative has been happening, I've been pulling those weeds out of this thing in my mind, and I could like physically, like I could like mentally see it. And then what I did is I was, right before I went into the house, I have a bad habit, but right before I went into the house, I said a quick prayer, and I went into that garden, and I planted a seed for every single person on earth in my garden. And I thought, and I said that I would just water these seeds, because I really believe in building people up.
Yeah.
And so I just said, like, anyone I come in contact with, if I have the opportunity to water that plant. And so everyone has a seed represented in my mind right now on earth.
I love that.
And then even for like my ex, like I have all these negative things, and it brings me, sometimes when I have thoughts, it brings me like lower, like super low instantly. And so I removed that weed, and I planted a seed for her. so that I can just even, like have a positive thought whenever I think of her. So shout out to Jen, because she placed the ability to even do this and even recognize that negative thoughts are weeds in your mind and that you can pluck those things.
And just because you have a negative thought doesn't make it real, right? It's a training process that you have to do for yourself, that when you have a negative thought, you become aware of it and you immediately switch it with something else.
And you can plant a positive seed with it and remove a negative weed. So stuff like that happened at the event. Things like, that you would never imagine that it could be life-changing for your whole life. Shireen spoke about healing from relationships. I spoke on money. Another girl spoke on how we all have some form of mental health. Nia, right? Yeah. Nia spoke on that. She was very powerful, strong Black woman. Women like that gave me hope because she's doing things. And even at the end of the event, she said, "Yes, I'm doing this, but I would love to hear more about what you're doing." People, it wasn't just about the information. We talked about the energy in the room. Another girl was able to raise money to go to school. Toya, she's a powerful person. I met her at church on a fluke, so it was good to how our event was able to help out another human being, but that's going to be able to help out more kids. Yeah. So it has so many trickling effects.
She literally raised all the money she needed to get into Harvard.
Plus some. Yeah. She made more than she needed to raise. So I thought that was probably one of my favorite things. But people,
JD literally took off his hat, started collecting his hat.
I'm not playing. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I'll do whatever it takes. Yeah. And I'm still not doing whatever it takes. Because I know it's going to take more. It's going to take more action than you could ever imagine to get to your goals. But with going to the event, so we had these powerful speakers, but more than the speakers, just being able to network with other people and being able to like when someone goes to that event or you go to an event like that, you're already committing to positive change. Yeah. Everyone in that room is committing to positive change.
Yeah, they invested in a ticket. Yeah. They spent 3 hours of their time on a weekend to come to something that we
get dressed, pay for parking, all of that stuff. Yeah. And that stuff comes back tenfold. I promise you, anyone listening that went to the event, if you spent $20 on a ticket, $50 on a ticket, if you didn't get 10 times that in value, I'll give you your money back. I'll tell you openly right now, I do not care. Yeah. Because I know that you should have. People, and then you said something that I really consciously thought about right now. People went home and told their husbands or their spouses about the event. Yeah. So it's not only helping out like Toya, it's not only helping out the person there, it's not only about this networking event, it's not only about helping us build up our brand, but now we're helping out spouses. I talked about investing. 2 ladies, more than 2 ladies, but 2 ladies came up to me and they're like, "You know what? My dad works very hard, but we don't even know what we're saving money for. And now I know what I'm saving money for for financial freedom." If you follow me on Part of the Culture and you're listening to this soon, my book is still up for free about investing and money. You can check it out, Part of the Culture right now. The link is in my bio. It's the 10 steps, or not, it's how to fill empty pockets, but it's about how to invest. But a lot of people talked about that, so it's like the compounding effect outside of this room has been huge.
And what's amazing too is once you start to learn something, you're going to want to learn more and then learn more. It just builds a foundation for you to start developing yourself. Yeah. And that's what I spoke about too, is that healing is really just about self-development. Yeah. That's what healing is creating that awareness in you where you continue to work on yourself. And so at the event, I literally had a moment where I was sitting on this couch and I was just looking around at everyone in the room and everybody happy and laughing and people getting to know each other, and I'm like, wow, this really just all started from an idea, one idea.
It really
and
did.
Taking action and meeting the right person. And so I really want to encourage everybody that's listening to this, if you're holding an idea in your heart that you feel very strongly about, and you know that if you could put it together and make it happen, that it would literally be a game changer, I highly encourage you to take some sort of action on that idea, and you'll find that God will allow the universe to align you with the right people in the right places at the right time, and it will happen.
If you knock, the door will be open.
Yes.
If you ask,
if you have faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains, right?
Yep.
It's all it takes is faith in yourself.
So, that's kind of the event. I only have a few more minutes. I do have to go to work. I do have 18 jobs. But, so the event was powerful. That's really what I wanted to come on here for, and you should definitely be part of the next one. So, and then it was just huge. And then just moving forward, you see, we're gonna create we've already kind of talked about it. I would love to create a series. Me and Shireen are, you know, the two things I'm actively gonna start doing is looking for more venues. And then I wanna look for more speakers.
Yes.
And I think that we're gonna, you know, Shireen does her thing, I do my thing. But when we come back together, I think the next event will be powerful. I definitely think that we've learned so much from doing this. But yeah, if you have something in your heart, man, you probably can't see it, well, you can't see it if you're listening to it on the podcast, but use your hands, you know, use your mind in your hands. Put your head down, because the only person that's really gonna take care of you is you. Me and Shireen are best friends, but I tell her, like, don't depend on me like that. Like, you have to take care of yourself, Shireen, because I'm going to take care of myself. You're not going to buy my podcast equipment. You're not going to pay for all my subscriptions. Like, no one's going to do that. So you have to put yourself in a position to where you can take care of yourself. But what happens is Shireen has all her stuff. She has a laptop over there. We're uploading the video. She's going to get all that stuff ready. I have my stuff. I'm going to do my thing. And you know, when two people have skills, it creates a certain synergy. So I'm not saying you can't work with people, but I'm saying don't depend on people to do things that you need to do for yourself. And when you do things for yourself, then people are attracted. You know, he who has,
when you're working.
He who has will get more. So by me being this version of myself, people hit me up. Now people are like, oh, I want to do an event, or hey, can you help me out with business, or hey, can you help me out with my podcast, or hey, there's so many avenues that I can explore.
Even before our event came up, I've had people call me and I've contacted you, like they want the venue, they want to talk to us about going into University of Phoenix, like an event hadn't even happened.
Thank you. I got a couple of shirt orders. I think I got 2 shirt orders from the event. I could have done Shireen's, but we didn't have enough time to get it done. But you know, it just really built up. I got a photo shoot from the event
from my client,
from one of your clients, and so the network's
I'm starting
huge.
to use JD to do the book trailers for my clients. So we're working together on stuff like that too.
So you know, there's so much stuff, and it just keeps developing our skills. So you never know what can sprout from a mustard seed. But more stuff's coming. I really just want to say thank you, Shireen. It was amazing. I wish I had like a bouquet of flowers or something to give to you.
No,
I don't.
You know what? Honestly, JD, it's been such an honor to have you in my life and to like work with you. You are one of the hardest working men that I know. Like literally, you are such a hard worker and you do it with such a great attitude. You're so humble about it, and I can literally, every time I'm with you, I can feel God working in you.
Thank you.
Like you have an amazing energy.
I appreciate that.
It's been such a blessing to know you.
All right, well, this is the end of the Part of the Culture podcast. We will end with a joke. No, I'm just playing. You guys have a blessed evening, and we just want to, I personally just want to say, whatever you have in your heart, put it out there. I always try to add value, but I come from nothing. Like, this all came from me just wanting to do good. So you can find me at Part of the Culture on Instagram, partoftheculture.com. And how can they find you, Shireen?
Shareen Rivera, Shareen Rivera, ShareenRivera.com, and Shareen Rivera on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn.
Cool. This will be on YouTube soon, and this will be on iTunes soon. For those of you listening on iTunes, it's on iTunes right now, but for those of you on live, it'll be up soon. So thank you for everybody who supported. Success is the best revenge.
Happy Wednesday.